Good morning, students. Today I am going to discussing about CRO. CRO means cathode ray oscilloscope or cathode ray oscillograph. Okay. So here what is that? Introduction. Cathode ray oscilloscope is a device used to observe visually representation of the waveform of alternating voltage. Okay, so here what is that? It will be cathode ray oscilloscope is a device. It is a device. It is used to observe visually representation of the waveform. That will be sine wave or square wave. Any waveform you have to observe in this cathode ray oscilloscope. Cathode ray oscilloscope, that is the CRO. Okay, we have to observe what is that? Sine wave or square wave. Any waveform you have to observe in this CRO. Okay, and it also measure the frequency. Okay, CRO, what is that? We have to use to for what is that? We have to measure the frequency. We have to measure the frequency and direct voltage and alternating voltage and direct or alternating current or AC current. Okay, AC voltage 80, what is that? Direct voltage, alternating voltage and direct or alternating current we have to measure the in this CRO. What is that? We have to measure what is that? Frequency, direct voltage, alternating voltage and direct or alternating current. Okay, and this CRO, so in this CRO was developed by what is that? GP, what is that? Thomson. Okay, JP Thomson. Okay, what is the principle of this CRO? What is the principle of this experiment? So here the cathode ray oscillograph or CRO is based on the facts that an electron beam, that will be electron beam, is deflected. Here what is that? The electron beam is deflected by the electric or magnetic field. Okay, so here what is that? In this cathode ray oscilloscope, it will be based on the fact that will be electron beam. What is that? The electron beam is deflected or elected, that will be deflected by an electric or magnetic field. Okay, that will be reflected by an electric or and magnetic field, and bright spot is produced, that will be white light is produced when electron beam strikes on the fluorescent screen. Okay, when yavagappa antandre that will be electron beam. Okay, the electron beam will be strikes, that will be direct on the fluorescent screen. Okay, so this is what is the principle of the CRO. This is what is the principle of the CRO. So this is the what is that? The block diagram of the CRO. Okay, so this is what is that? The block diagram. So what is that? Block diagram of the CRO. Here in this diagram, so here what is that? Cathode. C is what is that? Cathode. Okay, so this is the cathode and these are the grade. Okay, so here that is what is that? Negative grade. So these are the negative grade. So here negative, here negative. This is what is that? Grade. Okay, so these are the pair of anodes. So these are what is that? Pair of anodes. A1 and A2 are the pair of anodes. Pair of anodes. A1 and A2 are the what is that? Pair of anodes. And here what is that? X. Here X. These are the vertical deflecting plates. Okay, these are what is that? Vertical deflecting plates. And these are the Y. We have to take Y and Y. So these are the XX and these are the YY. So YY, what is that? These are the YY. What is that? Horizontal deflecting plates. What is that? Horizontal deflecting plates. Okay, so these are, so this is what is that? Fluorescent screen. So these are the what is that? Screen, that will be fluorescent screen. Okay, so this is what is that? Block diagram of the CRO. What is that? Block diagram of the CRO. So these are the electron beam. So here what is it? So these are the electron beam. Okay, so here what is that? Listen here, what is that? These are the, we have to use what is that? Cathode and guide, pair of anodes, vertical deflection and horizontal deflecting plates, and these are what is that? Fluorescent screens. Okay, fluorescent screen, and these are the electron beam. Okay, so here what is the construction and working of this CRO? What is the construction and working of this CRO? Here in this block diagram, so here what is that? Cathode is here. We have to applying the voltage. What is that? We have to applying the, here this is the battery. Yes, so this is what is that? Battery, and we have to applying some voltage. So we have to applying some voltage. That time that will be the cathode will be heated. Okay, that will be heated and that will be emitting the electrons, that will be emitted. Here what is that? In this cathode ray, a 2 beam of electrons is emitted from the cathode C, that will be emitted. Okay, when we have to apply this some voltage in this cathode. Okay, we have to apply applying the voltage, and the what is that? The cathode will be heated, that will be emitting the electron. Okay, that will be emitting the electron. So he will be emitting. Okay, so these are the what is that? These are the electron beam. So this what is that? When the cathode will be heated, that will be emitting the electron beam. Okay, here G is a control grid. So this is what is that? G, and these what is that? Control grid, which is made a negative with respect to filament. That will be filament nu kareetare. Okay, so that will be negative. So these are the negative. Okay, that will be negative with respect to the filament, so that electrons are concentrated into the thin film. It means we are to, when the electrons are emitting from the cathode, that will be thin line. Okay, that will be what is that? Thin line by repulsion along the x-axis. That will be going to the thin line along the axis, Okay, so now the beam is accelerated. Okay, the beam is what is that? Accelerated. Okay, the beam is accelerated by anode A. So here these are the A1 and A2 are the anodes. Okay, when the what is that? These are the electron beam will be come to here. When they come to anode A1, the what is that? The beam is accelerated. Okay, the beam is accelerated anode A1, and this anode is consist of a metal disc. What is that? This anode is consist of a metal disc with central hole. So it means that will be central hole. Okay, that will be small central hole, so that electrons passes through it. Okay, that will be electron B passes through it. Okay, so what is that? The beam is accelerated. When here come to the electron beam is come to here, that will be accelerated. That will be accelerated by the anode A1, which is the anode is consist of a metal disc with a central hole. It will be small hole of this metal disc. Okay, that electron passes through it. The electron will be passes through it. Okay, the next one, what is that? The anode A1. So here what is that? So anode A1 and A2 is here. Okay, anode A1 and anode A2. These are the pair of the anodes. Here then the anode A1 is kept at a higher potential. We have what is that? We have to apply what is that? That will be kept at a higher potential. The beam can be further accelerated. Okay, so if the A1 is what is that? We have to kept at a higher potential, the beam can be further accelerated by anode A2. That will be accelerated by the A2 when the A1 beam, cathode A1 is kept at a higher potential. The beam can be further accelerated by the anode A2, maintained at higher potential than A1. Okay, but what is that? It will be maintained at higher potential than A1. So it will be what is that? The beam will be highly accelerated by the anode A2 when A1 is kept at a higher potential. Okay, so now this device, what is that? This device is called as what is that? Electron gun. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಗನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ A1 ಹೈಯರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ A2 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹೈಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಲರೇಟೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ದ A1 is kept at a higher potential, this is called as what is that? Electron gun. Okay, this whole tube is evacuated at low pressure. Okay, so now by means of either transverse electric or transverse magnetic field, the beam may be deflected. So here what is that? The transverse electric or transverse magnetic field, the beam may be deflected. Okay, the beam may be deflected when it will be transverse electric ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ transverse magnetic field ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. The beam may be deflected. Okay, so now here what is that? This done. So here what is that? This is done by two pairs of the parallel plates. So here there are two parallel plates. These are the vertical plates and these are the horizontal plates. Here what is that? This is done by two pairs of the parallel plates. So this what is so these are the transverse magnetic field or electromagnetic field is deflected. Yavagappa antandre this is done by two pairs of the parallel plates. These are the two pairs of the parallel plates. These are the two plates of the horizontal deflecting plates. Okay, these are the x-axis and these are the y-y-y, x-axis and y-y. Okay, at right angle to each other, and these two plates, what is that? Right angle to each other. Okay, so now these are called as what is that? Deflector. ಇವಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಯ್ ವಾಯ್, ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ these two plates that will be x axis and y what is that will be connected to the external electric or magnetic sources. Okay, that will be depending on the nature of the electric or magnetic field. The cathode ray oscilloscope is called as a electrostatic or magnetic of the CRO. Okay, so that will be depending on the nature of the electric or magnetic field of the cathode ray oscilloscope. So that will be what is that? So the other may depend on, so that will be nature of the electric or nature of the magnetic field of the cathode ray oscilloscope. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟೋಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ CR ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, in this case, what is that? In the case of electric field, as the electron beam, in this case of electric field, as the electron beam passes between the plates, what is that? The electron beam passes between the plates here, what is that? So these are the x-axis. Okay, so these are the x-axis. The electrons are what is that? That will be passes between the plates. So that will be passes between the plates. That will be x-axis. It will be attract to the positive plate. So these are the positive and these are the negative. And what is that? It will be attracted the positive plate and repelled to by the negative plate. So here what is that? ಯಾವಾಗ ಅದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಬೀಮು ಯಾವುದು ಥ್ರೂ ಎಕ್ಸಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ತರ ಏನು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಪಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ರಿಪಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ವೇವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೈನ್ ವೇವ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ವೇವ್. ಎನಿ ವೇವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? Screen. We are getting on the screen. Okay, now by applying the potential difference between y. So we are to applying the potential difference is x-axis, and now we are to applying the potential difference. What is that? We are applying the what is that? We are applying what is that? Now by applying the potential difference between x-axis. So here what is that? Here we have to applying the potential difference is x-axis. Now by applying the potential difference between y. So we have to applying what is that? The potential difference is y. So which is right angle to x-axis. The spot will be more on the direction angle to the first pair. The spot will be what is that? That will be electron. What is that? That will be moving from the what is that? X-axis sphere. That will be moving from the x-axis sphere. If x-axis causes the vertical deflection, these are the x-axis causes. These are the causes of the vertical deflection. The spot then y will be cause. Y will be cause the horizontal deflection of the spot on the screen. Okay. Here what is that? If x-axis causes the vertical deflection of the spot, then y will causes the horizontal deflection of the spot on the screen. Okay, x-axis vertical deflection ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, spot ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ on the screen ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. Then y will cause the horizontal deflection of the spot on the screen ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. Okay, so these are what is that? These are the construction and working of this CRO. ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ CRO. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರವಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಬೀಮು ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೀಟ್ ಆದಂಥ ಫೈನಲಾಗಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೇವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಸೈನ್ ವೇವ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ವೇವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಸೈನ್ ವೇವ್ ಆರ್, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ಸೈನ್ ವೇವ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ವೇವ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಫೈನಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವೇವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. Okay, so these are what is the block diagram. So this is the working and construction of the block CRO. Okay, CRO. So this is what is so this is CRO. Idu ನಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ CRO. Okay, so this is the CRO. Here what is that? These are two waveforms. So okay, so we are getting the waveforms this type. Finally we are getting these types of waveform. Okay, so this is what is that CRO. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope or cathode ray oscillograph. Okay, so this is the working and construction of the CRO. Okay, thank you. So next class we are discussing what is that, what are the uses, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಈ CRO ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನೇ I will be discussing. Okay, thank you.